The Dolphins go to Philly. The Eagles are 2.5-point favorites right now. I expect this line to move a little bit, but Eagles are 2.5-point home favorites. The total is 53 points. Definitely the highest on the slate, as expected, in two premier offenses. But this isn't Philly. It will be a tough task for the Dolphins to go in there and beat it and get around an angry Philadelphia crowd. Now, if we go in here and we look at some of the betting splits, we can see some behavior. Again, it's earlier in the week, so this isn't set in stone, but we can really see what people are doing early on in the week and see if we can catch some trends or not. 52% of the tickets are on the Dolphins, but 83% of the money of the handle is on the Eagles. So it seems like there's some big money coming in on the Eagles right now. I will wait to drop our model projections for this game and throw in some stats. Brendan, who do you like in this game and why?
Yeah, so this spread starting out at 2.5, and the Eagles being at home and the Eagles having a little bit better defense than the Dolphins, I'm going to take the Eagles 2.5, coming off a game that they're all pissed off about. And I'm not very confident about it, but that's what I'm going to do. I think it'll be a close game. A-Chain's still on IR, but the Eagles have a pretty bad run defense. Am I correct about that so far?
The Eagles, historically, last year they had a really bad run defense, but they've gotten it together this year. They've really put it together. They have the second best team in terms of rushing yards allowed per game. So really put it like they've cleaned up a little bit on the defensive front. They're 6th overall in yards per carry allowed. And I think that's more attributed to the teams that they've played and how they've been ahead in the game. They kind of abandon the run nowadays. So what the Eagles have done is they've kind of throttled teams. They get ahead, teams abandon the run, and that's kind of where these numbers bake in. This team, you can run on them. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You know, the numbers, they tell a story that may not be entirely true. So you certainly can run on them.
Well, Mostert has been running the ball really well, and Jeff Wilson I would expect to play a lot more coming off IR this week, and they just got a bunch of really fast dudes, and they'll run all the lateral routes and get Waddle and Tyreek open. So, I mean, big potential for big plays with the Dolphins, as always. So, I mean, Tyreek got a little hurt. Was he just cramping? Was that right? He came right back in, I think.
Yeah, he it looked like a hammy at first. He pulled up, but it was ended up just being some cramps. He was all right. He came back in, so they'll likely have all of their weapons outside of Devon A-Chain in this game.
I mean, if you eliminate Tyreek based upon the yards he's put up, then you can beat this team. So I think it all kind of rests on that. AJ Brown's playing really good. I mean, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I hope.
I mean, certainly has the potential to. So model projection right now doesn't tell us anything. It's right on the nose with the Vegas spread. It has the Eagles at 2.45 points. So right up there with the Vegas spread at 2.5. The total is at 52 for my model. Right now, the Vegas total is 53. That doesn't tell us anything. So we really kind of have to dive into some of the underlying metrics in this game. Miami, 1st overall in offensive EPA. Philadelphia, 8th overall. Miami definitely has the better offense right now. There's no questions about it. Philadelphia, 15th overall in offensive EPA allowed. Miami's 21st overall in offensive EPA allowed. So both of them are kind of middle of the road. Philadelphia leans a little bit better, but especially at home. The Philadelphia's home performance, undoubtedly is better than most teams in the league, if not all. Their home field advantage truly is elite. That's up there with the Chiefs, with the Seahawks, with the Lions. So I think that really what ends up happening here is that Philadelphia gets the home field advantage and they end up pulling out a win. I think they're going to do what the Bills did and just go, big on big. They're going to put pressure on Tua, and they may bracket Tyreek Hill a little bit, and then run a little bit more zone on the back end to try and limit any one-man coverage on Tyreek. So It certainly will be a steep task to try and limit this offense, but the thing is they don't necessarily have to limit them at some high degree. Philly can actually pace this Miami team. Miami, their defense has some leaky holes in the back. So I think that they take advantage of that. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to come off pissed. I think they're really angry. This is a get right situation for them and a chance to prove to the world that they are the superior team. And I think that's what they do. Eagles 2.5. I'm on it. I actually think you can get it 1.5 on some books, especially if you like to shop your lines. Your typical DraftKings and FanDuel doesn't have it, but it looks like it's on Circus Sports and other smaller books. So 1.5, if you can get it, might be the move.